'em up, lay it down just like Matt Amari. Wrestling RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock, cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Moolah Ric Flair, showing out like Bianca, Belair, Best podcast, flush it in the air, From the rings and we win it, don't care, No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt Amari. Wrestling RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock, cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Wrestling RHAPUp podcast. I'm your host, Mari Forth, and with me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Mr. Matt Scott. Matt, how are you?
I am good. Happy to be here, Mari.
Yes.
I see you. You're looking nice and sun-kissed and
Thank
everything
you.
like that. You know, nice and
Yes.
tan.
Yes, very, very tanned. I visited the land of the wrestlers over this long week. I was in Orlando.
Wow. Oh my
yes.
God. This was your. Oh, well, I know we're not supposed. Mari, we might have to cut this part out. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but you know, like try out.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It went great. No, I had a great time. I actually did see a wrestler though while I was down there though.
Did you hound them for autographs in the airport?
No, you know, we all know that I get very like cold feet when I can approach.
I mean,
wrestling.
same. So are you gonna tell us? Okay, wait. I don't want you just to tell. Like, what's like? Could you give me like a hint?
They are a current NXT champion.
Braun Breaker?
No, I didn't say the champion.
I don't know, Mari. There's a lot of championships in NXT.
There are. Wesley walked right past me in Universal.
Did he do any flips?
No, he did not. He's like I was repping the wrestling wine down too. I had my wine 316 shirt on.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle watching two kids just go crazy.
Yes.
But while I was doing that, I just so happened to be like I saw people were like the flow of traffic was coming this way, and I was like looking this way, and I looked dead at like in Wesley's face. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Wesley.
Yeah.
And I let him walk right past me. And then as he walked right past me, James was like further back, like sitting down. And I like looked back at James and I was like, I did the silent thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, yep. And he confirmed, like we did like the telepathy, like the couple telepathy.
Wow.
Like, is that really Wesley? And then he looked and he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Wesley.
You know, that's funny. And you know what? That's a good reminder. Like, it's those awkward moments, especially where like you're wearing the wrestling shirt. Like if you were wearing like a proper WWE shirt and he walked by, like he might have had a moment like, this is someone who recognizes me. Plus, you know how these notable people are when you look at them, they're like, oh, does she know? Does she know? Does she know? So next time I
have no idea if he saw me, but I saw him and I was staring at him. And
he probably listens to the podcast. Shout out Wesley. If you listen to the podcast, email us at wrestling@RHAP.com.
I really wanted to say hi, but like I said, I'm really bad.
I would not.
Like
I would
I
never.
know, like I'm so bad.
I was talking about like weeks ago, we were talking about airports and I mentioned like being on a plane with wrestlers, but I was literally standing next to Seth Rollins, like a foot from him at baggage claim. And I was like, I'm not going to say anything to this man. And you know what? In the future, I would hope that I would feel comfortable doing that. So we'll get there.
Yeah, it was really funny. I just was like, I'm sure it's him, but on the like 0.99%, I don't know, chance that it wasn't him. I didn't want to be like dumb, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's him. But it was just cool, you know.
But you know what? I think it's cool. Like, speaking of like NXT and up and comers, like Mari, did you see who just debuted in NXT?
Yes. Apparently the first Indigenous wrestler Eddy Thorpe, he goes by Eddy Thorpe now, just debuted in NXT on Level Up 2, I think. And we got a great comment on Twitter from Roger, at Roger619. He asked us, they asked us, we do not assume gender here. I know WrestleMania is the focus right now, but can we get a mention on the podcast of Eddy Thorpe's debut? He is the only Indigenous wrestler with WWE at the moment, and representation is so important. Thank you. And we completely agree. We completely agree here. So we did watch the match. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they book him. I think NXT is a great place for, of course, it's developmental. So it's a great place for him to start out. In our investigation, we thought it looks like he might have been named after Jim Thorpe,
100%.
A famous Native American gold medalist. So I'm excited. I'm always excited to see more. And we say this on this podcast every time we can.
Representation matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to sync that up. I don't think it works. But representation does matter. And it's like interesting to like we are and we're not just here for representation of people of our identities, but I think like WWE especially has been really good with Black representation in the last few years compared with what it has been in the past. And, Indigenous representation matters. And I think between this, I also think of that Censored Heart, Teddy Hart documentary too, that also kind of came up in a way. But it's like, we need to have these conversations, and hopefully Eddy is the first of many to come.
Yes, exactly. So shout out there. But other than that, we got to get into this very, very jam-packed WrestleMania 39 is upon us, y'all. We're finally here. We're at the end of the road. It's time to get off.
Off the train? Is it a train?
Whatever. The car. Whatever. We're here.
The car, yeah.
WrestleMania is in Hollywood. It is this week. We have such like a packed match card. So before we do that, remember, please, if you already haven't, please subscribe to our podcast feed. You can go to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed to subscribe, and please rate and review as well. Like that really helps us get on the map to other people, get seen other places. So please do that right now. Also, follow us on Twitter at WrestlingRHAPUp on Twitter, because you see, we respond. We be responding.
Yeah. We're very responsive. Look at that.
Exactly. And go join the official Facebook group. Job Has a Squadcast. We love everybody in Job Has a Squadcast. Thank you guys so much. Can't wait to talk with you guys about this jam-packed 2 nights. Let's hit a quick ad break, and we'll be back with the highlights of the week and our WrestleMania predictions. Okay, we're back. We got to get into it, man. Like, this is a pretty, I mean, the card is stacked, but it's also pretty well booked too.
It is stacked. It's so well booked. Like, Mari, looking at it, like I am. No. I mean, yes, and we're gonna break down all the matches, but like on paper, like forgetting about any of the storylines. Ooh, this card is so good. Like, I'm not even. I'm so excited to cover this. Like, Mari, I know that we're planning on doing our little recap somehow at the end of each night, which like, I'm normally not looking forward to midnight podcasting.
I know, right?
But you know what? I feel like we're going to have a lot to talk about and have a lot of good energy and a lot of great matches, regardless of the stories going into it.
Yeah, I really do like doing the WrestleMania reaction podcast like right after it, because you're coming off that rush and that high, and it's like I love having our unfiltered opinions like before they can like mess up anything. Like with the aftermath of stuff, and I'm so glad that we were able to capture like our like raw feelings, especially when I think about the Bianca and Sasha match, So I like that time capsule.
I think of that, but then and that's like a positive raw feelings thing. But sometimes when we've done it, I'm like, I think we're just like damn cranky too. By
we
that
are,
point tonight. So it's like,
We're
But
like sleep drunk and like yelling random things. But they're
seriously.
always so fun. Yeah.
Some of the worst takes we probably ever had. They've probably been on those podcasts.
But I
Delete
still like
those.
it. Yeah.
Scott
And
St. Pierre, please delete.
let us know what you guys think about our like midnight recordings, like for real.
We'll
But
get
this,
wild.
yeah, we will. This is gonna be good though. So let's talk about we have to start with the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns, who is the current champion, versus Cody Rhodes. They will be headlining night 2, which I mean, duh. This is big. Like this is big. And I love that it feels this big, you know?
Ooh, yeah, and damn, it's like really interesting too, just looking at it. Like, I'd love looking at. I think one thing I'm gonna enjoy more than like a lot of shows in the past is just like looking at the match graphics. And as Mari always plugs, like if you're not looking at our beautiful faces on YouTube, check us out on the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube channel, robhaswebsite.com/YouTube. But I love looking at these graphics because you see Roman with his 2 championships stacked on his shoulder. Cody feels like he belongs there, and he looks so royal, like across from Roman. And they've just done so much to build this story for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Like, and it doesn't even feel like it's truly the end of this story, which is the funny thing about it. But I'm pumped, Mari. How are you feeling?
I'm very pumped. It feels like for like in the first time that Roman can actually be beaten. You know, we are seeing the chinks in the armor. We are seeing like it wasn't like what last year was him and Edge and Daniel Bryan, or was that 2 years ago? I can't even remember. Like
that was
this just feels so big, right? It just feels so big. It feels like it's gonna happen. Oh yeah, last year was him and Brock, right? I think to get the belts. Yeah. So we weren't pumped up about that. Yeah. So this feels big. This is the whole like year has come around. Cody did his surprise debut last year. We're finishing the story. As always, you can find a handy highlights playlist in our show notes. This one is even handier because WWE made us their own playlist that we got to stick into our playlist. So that was fun.
Yes, thank you to the. I wish we do names to shout out from their digital team.
Yes, their digital team is on point.
Yeah, seriously.
Their WWE playlist is like 30 minutes straight, and I love watching those because it reminds you of where everything started. Like we've been covering this week after week after week, and when you do it week after week after week, it does feel repetitive. However, once you get distance and then you see them, once you kind of see them back to back to back, you're like, oh, I can definitely see the progression. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's really hard to see the progression when you're covering it every week. But once you step back and time is gone by a little bit and you go back and you're like, oh my God, this was like major progress.
Well, yeah, and like let's not let the lack of momentum for certain matches have us less excited for the match itself, because we have to remember, and I just saw this earlier in the week getting ready for this episode, that WWE is all about WrestleMania moments. So while the build to Mania matters, like what people talk about for years and years after are those WrestleMania moments. It's not the build to Sasha and Bianca and how that wasn't as great as it could have been. It's the match itself and how iconic and epic that was. And the list goes on and on. Like WrestleMania moment is probably trademarked by WWE, right? So like I think that I'm so excited for WrestleMania this year. I hope that our listeners are. I'm also glad that WWE is taking a play out of our playbook by doing playlists like that are so comprehensive. Because hopefully it means more people could catch up and get ready, and or even just get excited and be reminded of all of the beats in the story that come up. I mean, we're talking about Roman and Cody. So many freaking beats along the way. And I've even loved like how they've gotten, you know, the last couple of weeks, which we haven't been able to talk about yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we've gotten past the whole "your father loved me more." We've gotten past all of that. And Cody even said, "Stop bringing my father up." I like that these past few weeks that they've integrated Solo into it now. Like I
Uh-huh.
truly like that, because one of the reasons that it feels like Cody can actually like take the cake is because the bloodline is crumbling, and we knew was going to be the storyline going in, and we
Cake
knew the
crumbling.
Usos, yeah, cake and crumbling. We knew the Usos were going to be preoccupied with Kevin and Sami, but I think this has been brilliant to kind of push Solo in these past 2 weeks, with Cody kind of chiding Solo and saying you're not ready, and then getting the audience to chant you're not ready at Solo, and
Mm-hmm.
Solo kind of losing his temper, and Roman having to try and restrain him, almost proving that even Roman thinks he's not ready.
Yeah,
And
and it's like
right?
Solo's like a bulldog basically.
Yeah.
And Roman has to pull his leash back. But something, and I don't think I've said it on the podcast. So weeks ago, Solo beat Sami Zayn, and he pinned
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, and then they made a big deal of like Solo Sikoa has
He's
never been
undefeated.
pinned, right?
Mhm.
And I knew in that moment, I was like, Cody will pin Solo before WrestleMania, which will like further
Mm.
distinguish Sami from Cody and show like Cody is ready. Maybe Sami isn't ready. He had his shot. We saw like it didn't fully pan out, but Cody's ready. And I'm so glad they actually did this match, because I was like, I think they're getting there. I think they're getting there. And they actually got here. And so it's beautiful. And when you think this story is dried up, there have been people talking about, have they lost momentum? But the thing is, when you think this story's dried up, they find some other well to tap into, which I think is really,
Exactly.
really epic. Like, so many kudos to everyone who wrote this.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, I didn't think of it when it happened. It wasn't until they started really touting it right before the match, and then Cody does end up beating Solo. And I really wanted them to hit home, like, also, like, what happens now that Solo's not undefeated? Does Roman lose faith in him? Like, will that paranoia get to Roman? I just really love this build up. I think Cody has done a phenomenal job. I think he has to win here. I think he wins here. I think Roman then slowly unravels. I think we definitely get that, like you said, this isn't the end here. This is kind of like the beginning to the end. And I think we'll get a few more matches between Cody and Roman before I wouldn't mind, like I said, if Roman after this just kind of goes and chills, because he's been carrying the company on his back for like the last 3 years.
I know, and carrying
Mhm.
those heavy ass
Heavy
championship
belts, yeah.
belts, like that cannot be good for his neck and actually, Paul Heyman's been carrying them a lot
Yeah.
of times, now that I think about it. But no, I'm with you completely. And we have talked about this storyline to death.
We
We've
have.
talked about the build to this match to death. And you know, I'm gonna be so happy with whatever happens. I just know it.
Yeah.
So I want Cody to have this as his moment. Like,
Mhm.
for Roman to win here, I don't think that does all that much for him, because he has been on the streak. He has been the head of the table. He has been
Mhm.
leading the way. But for Cody to win here, I think actually does a lot to really propel him to a level where he's already up there and in the picture, but to give him those championships and even give him that moment in the Raw after WrestleMania with the 2 championships, I have no clue what they're going to do with the championships, or if they'll find some way to split them, which would be great.
I think Cody will
Post-Mania,
find a way to split them, yeah.
post-Mania, they'll, it would make a lot more sense for him to even lose one of them. We'll get there, but Cody is my guy. So it sounds like
Mhm.
we both think that Cody Rhodes is going to take it.
Yeah, we do. And I think I want to take it a step further in thinking that there will be some sort of miscommunication in the bloodline to cause Roman to lose. And I think if they do it like that, I honestly don't feel like it'll be a cop out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they booked themselves so good that if Roman loses due to some miscommunication with the bloodline, it won't feel cheap to me. It to me it makes sense for the story.
I think there's going to be a miscommunication with the bloodline. I don't think it will cost him the match, but I think like somewhere in the match we'll have that moment. I think Cody's going to get it
Clean.
relatively clean,
Yeah.
but Roman's going to be like frazzled by that point in the match, maybe because of what happens with the bloodline. So either way, some bloodline shenanigans.
Definitely.
Everyone has been talking about, okay, we need this Jey Uso Roman story or whatever it might be. So who knows? Maybe I don't care where we're going to go from here. I'm just excited where we're going to be this weekend with all this Mania action.
I just want to shout them out for just one of the best storylines just ever. Between Paul Heyman, Roman, all of them, I'm pretty sure worked really hard on this. Being able to transfer the heat from like Sami and KO to Cody, in a sense, like they wove this perfectly, because Cody winning that Royal Rumble, we knew it was going to happen and we were excited for it to happen. We just wanted to know how was it going to fit into the storyline, and they did it seamlessly, and they did it in such a way that I'm excited for Cody and I'm excited for Sami and KO. Like, it's so good.
Yes, and they proved so many of the fans wrong too, in the sense that so many people think, okay, like the fans are going to turn on Cody, all that stuff, right? And I'm not even going to give that much airtime to that, because I think that what present day WWE proved is that they can deliver a story successfully. I'm sure they also could learn from their mistakes. I'm sure this new regime that's in charge also is just doing things differently. Like, this card, again, is thrilling. So I'm excited for this match, but it's awesome because, like, it's going to end WrestleMania. It'll be at the end of night 2 as the main event. But we're going to get a lot of other really good action leading up to it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Charlotte Flair, the current champion, versus Rhea Ripley. They will be going on night 1. No word on with Rhea being the Rumble winner if they will main event night 1. I'm looking at like the night 1 card, and I don't know. It's stacked. And John Cena is right there, so
no. Well, but the thing is, Mari, we'll get to that match. But Cena and Austin Theory cannot main event night 1 because Cena buried his own match. So
he did.
It's like, put it on first and get it out of the way. But Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley is going to be exciting. Like, Mari, how do you feel overall about the build that we've gotten for this match?
Overall, the build is a little lacking for me, only because I think their second feud build was better than this build. Like, their first feud build that they keep referencing, like the WrestleMania, the pandemic era WrestleMania feud, was bad, because like I said, that was the dumbest build for if you wanted Rhea to look stupid, congratulations, you did it. You know, in that build. I think their second feud build to SummerSlam 2 years ago was a great build. I thought that build was stunning, amazing. I was in on it, and then they dropped the ball by not letting Rhea win. So because of me being jaded by that build, I can't even get into this third build because I'm just too scared.
You know what though? Like, well, maybe I asked the wrong question though.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. No, I think I kind of did though, because I kind of said it, like, WWE is all about the WrestleMania moment. And so if we just look at this, like, Rhea freaking Ripley, like, that's all.
She is the
like,
moment,
this is
and
her
she
match.
needs to win. Yeah.
This is her match. And I mean, I'm with you 100%. Not only does she need to win, but I'd be shocked if she doesn't win, because there's no world where Charlotte Flair needs this, or I think where anyone really wants her to win it. Frankly,
this feels like the time where Charlotte is finally able to return a favor. Like, that's what I'm really hoping. Because again, this wasn't even the position we were in 3 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like 3-4 months ago, right? It was 4 months ago. Charlotte was gone.
End of December, she returned.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey was the champion. So Charlotte comes back, takes the championship off of Ronda, and basically goes directly into this feud, which is great. And I'm like, I cannot see her coming back and doing all this just to not, of course, we needed to add another title reign. We're getting close to those 16s, but also to return the favor to Rhea, because we all remember that, you know, Charlotte only won that Rumble because it was stolen, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was a domino effect for her to win that Rumble and then have to go after the NXT belt because she wasn't factored into the 2 other belts, blah, 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 backstage.
Right.
But I think this is the moment, if what truly was supposed to happen last year, and Charlotte was supposed to lose at WrestleMania last year before, again, the plans were changed by Ronda. I think she'll be prepared to lose this year. And I think if Charlotte is the true veteran that she says she is, she should be willing to lose to the young up and coming, the young gun that is Rhea Ripley. And so I just really hope that it works out like that. I'm choosing Rhea here. I think Rhea has been doing really good on the mic. I think her promos have gotten better and better. I think she's it. Like, this is the moment where you have to make the star. You have to push it. Like, she's
Yes.
right there. You have to push it. You have to do it now. Because if you deny it from her again, people like me are then going to give up. You know,
It's
not because
happening.
we don't like her, not because we don't like her, but because we know you're not booking her correctly. Like I said, I get flashbacks to Dean Ambrose all the time when they should have pulled the trigger on him way earlier, you know? So I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to Rhea. And I think this is the perfect time to do it. I hope Charlotte agrees. Just stare up at them lights, girl. Just stare
Mari,
up at them.
I have this right here, this shirt that I cannot fit into,
Yeah.
like 2015, 2016's WWE draft with Dean Ambrose, or whenever this came out. This was the one moment he was champion, the one moment he had,
the
and
one
the
moment.
momentum was gone so quick because they didn't believe in him. But we're in a new era
Yep.
of WWE. And you know what? I think the part that's so great about the SmackDown Women's Championship match, one is like, Charlotte could deliver at WrestleMania. We know this. Like, she's done a great job with all of her matches. She came in on a helicopter one year just because, like, so maybe she'll have a helicopter again. Who knows? And actually, I'm excited for these entrances too. I hope they give us big stuff. But you know what? Charlotte, if she's supposed to be a babyface going forward after this, it's better if she's chasing the championship or chasing a championship or not
Or
with
just
championship. Well, yeah, like, she doesn't have the championship, right? She just comes off a little bit more heelish. Well, one naturally, but definitely with the championship where she has the power. So we'll see what kind of happens with her. But Rhea needs to win here. Not for I mean, it just wouldn't make sense for Charlotte to win here.
Yeah. And here I think I want Rhea to win clean. Like, I want her to win like clean. But
3 riptides.
3 riptides, yeah. But if Dom slides her the brass knucks, I won't be mad at it. I honestly won't be mad at it.
I don't think Dom. Well, I feel like what will happen here is that Dom won't be at ringside. If I had to make a strong guess here, he might accompany her to like the ramp and then go backstage. But he is such a heat magnet, and I actually think him being out there would be a mistake because that would distract from the women's.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, I think she goes out there herself. I think they wrestle for a little bit, and then if he like sneaks out, and I'd be fine with that.
Maybe something like that ends up being inconsequential, and she gets it on her own. I don't know. I mean, she is still a heel, right? So
I'll
take what they give us, right? Why not?
Yeah.
There we go. So Rhea Ripley, unanimous decision here.
It has to be boring for people. Like, they're like,
no,
like,
it's not boring. I think it's like, I mean, we're just giving our takes, and I think that they're pretty popular takes, but don't get it twisted. We might surprise you and disagree. What? Mari and Matt disagreeing? What? It could happen.
Maybe on this one. Next up,
Uh-oh.
we have the Raw Women's Championship match. The champion, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. They two are coming on night one. And I have been very vocal about the build, and Matt is trying to keep me positive. The fact that we
Mhm.
could tell us, like, orchestrate the whole build
Yeah.
4 weeks ago when we were like,
Mhm.
okay, so Bianca's gonna go up against Chelsea, Oscar's gonna go up against Carmella, they're gonna get in a tag team, they're gonna fight after the tag. Like, the fact that we could guess all of that and weren't
Mhm.
surprised. Normally, I'm like, you don't need
100%.
shocks and logic and stuff like that. But that was boring. I'm sorry. Like, it was.
Agreed.
So I know the match is gonna be good. I know the match is gonna be good.
Mari, I just want to jump to your prediction. I won't even give
Yeah.
mine yet, but what is your prediction for this match?
Okay, so now this is where I'm a little torn, right?
Yeah, because I want to
Because
hear it
yeah,
because I just feel like with this one, like the build has been crap, and where I'm like the match could be solid, but I'm honestly not totally sure either who I think will
yeah,
win.
because at first when this first happened, I was like, Asuka needs to win. Like, Asuka needs to win. She won the chamber, she won the right to face Bianca. This is her new gimmick. Like, it's supposed to be a new gimmick. You know what I'm saying? Like, Asuka needs to win. But now, over the past few weeks, now they have finally been touting like Bianca is the longest reigning black champion ever. The
Oh,
longest
they
reigning
said
like black.
black,
So
yes.
yeah, they did. Then on top of that, she if she retains at WrestleMania
Hmm.
and retains a week after WrestleMania, she will be the longest reigning women's champion, period.
Mm.
So, and they just started saying all of this. And then they've been she's been on everything. She's always on everything. I love her for that. Mainstream queen.
Hmm.
Um but they did this emotional package again for her this past week that is like so babyface, and I love it. And I love that they push her goals so much. So now I'm trying to think, because the heat is just not there to put it on Asuka here at WrestleMania. Could Bianca retain at WrestleMania, and then they have to go again at what is it, Backlash or whatever
Yes,
the Puerto
in
Rico
Puerto
show
Rico.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now if they continue the fight to Puerto Rico and Bianca drops it to Asuka at Puerto Rico, we have another 4 weeks where we need to get, like, if Asuka loses, it breaks her. You know what I'm saying? And we get the
Hmm.
vicious psycho crazy clown Asuka. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what I've been missing. That's what I've been saying ever
Yeah.
since this gimmick switch. I have been expecting that high octane, that turn up, that from Asuka, and we still haven't got it. They're still kind of presenting her as a baby face, and I
Hmm.
just don't understand why. And I thought it was clear when she came out at the Rumble that it wasn't going to be a babyface thing, but they've kind of milked it to babyface. So now, if she loses at WrestleMania, which would suck because again, Asuka hasn't really had a really great WrestleMania moment. But if she loses at WrestleMania, if she snaps, and then we get 4 weeks of her being vicious, like something like that, I would be okay with that. I would be okay with her winning at Backlash as opposed to WrestleMania, if it goes with the storyline, as opposed to when Charlotte and Ronda did it last year, just because Charlotte didn't want to lose at WrestleMania to Ronda. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I
does
mean,
that make sense?
yeah. No, that 100% makes sense, and you took the words out of my mouth on so many fronts. I just
Mhm.
think that I don't know if Asuka. I'm not even as far ahead as Backlash in terms of who would win, but I do feel like you're right. I do feel like we're gonna get a rematch between them at Backlash, with Bianca and Asuka. I'm so on board with the fact that Bianca will win here because the build has been underwhelming. And like, if Asuka wins, then Bianca looks bad, but also it's like, oh, Asuka's champion again, but what are we doing with that? I could see a world though where Asuka does win at Mania. Again, I think it hurts Bianca if Asuka wins kind of out of the blue without a proper build. And that's the part that sucks. I don't understand why they can't book Asuka properly or why they've struggled so hard to do it. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
She's so charismatic. She's so vicious. She's so versatile. She could be the comedy queen. She could be the vicious,
the spooky
vicious
queen,
and delicious. She just does it all. The spooky queen, you know, she could do it all. So I just feel like we haven't gotten enough for the title to transition and to close out Bianca's epic story, which to me means that, and it sounds like we kind of agree. But Bianca, I feel very certain about the last match we're talking about with Rhea, and I feel very certain about Bianca winning here. Unless like maybe Asuka breaks Bianca at WrestleMania and the championship comes off of her, and then I don't know where that really leaves Bianca. I think we'll still see a rematch, but that's the other thing. Like, Asuka's gonna snap, Bianca's gonna be broken somehow, but is that gonna happen at Mania or after? I think it'll happen after, I assume.
Yeah, and
Wait,
and they've also been talking about.
I'm talking this through right now, and the more exciting thing to happen at WrestleMania would actually be Asuka going full heel and beating Bianca's ass and taking that championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Maria,
but not like a 26 seconds.
No, but like going full heel and having a moment where she snaps, or maybe she's like trying and trying and trying, and then she's just like, I don't know what she's gonna do.
Maybe snaps to a DQ, or
maybe to a DQ, but I think she could snap and get that championship.
I mean, they got to do one of two things, right? Like, she has to snap and get that belt, or snap after and after she loses and then continue the feud. I'm thinking, because I also thought I also just remembered they're talking about Bianca's talking about three-peating. Like, if she beats Asuka, she'll be like one of the first women to like three-peat at WrestleMania, like 3 solo wins in a row. Two main events, three solo wins in a row. That's like they keep hyping up the history of a win for her, what a win for her would be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure either way. I'm very interested in seeing how they do this match, just with everything we've talked through. I feel like your prediction of Bianca was my prediction and would be, but I think officially I have to say Asuka, because I just feel like it would make everyone more emotional if Asuka somehow takes out Bianca here, because we know that Bianca's not going to give up and she'll be the babyface chasing, as opposed to the champ with the belt, which I think could be more exciting. I don't know. I feel like our girl Asuka is going to go really dark and take it here.
I mean, the darkest thing she could do, we know what it is, right? The darkest thing that anybody can do to Bianca:
cut her hair,
cut the hair. That is like, if you want somebody to be an instant heel, I mean, I feel like that's
I'm very serious all of a sudden, because that's not a joke.
It's not a joke, exactly. Like, it's very
maybe Asuka could just get a little like blue mist in Bianca's braid, and then or like get some bubble gum and put it in Bianca's hair, and then mess her up that way, where Bianca has to cut it herself, because, you know, like, if you, like, your kid goes to school, gets gum in their hair, and you're like, well, I have to chop it all off.
I know you really don't want to see that. I know that.
No, I don't. I would be traumatized.
But I think it has to happen in her career. They have to do it. They have to do the haircut. They have to do the Samson and Delilah style build. Like, now that her hair is cut, has she lost her strength?
This gives me so much anxiety.
and I know Sis wants to just be rid of that ponytail, at least for like a few months. Like, it hurts so bad to have your hair in a
plus, like, if we're being real about it, just like get it put, just like get one like just get it put in again after you get it cut out. It's fine, girl.
Right.
Like, you're
Yeah.
fine. But I
I'm just
didn't know.
saying
She's
it
different
does
light.
need to happen in her career at some
I
point.
agree, but I'm gonna go with Asuka here as my official prediction, even
Okay.
though anything could happen with these
Yeah.
worlds.
And I'm gonna go with Bianca because honestly, I do think we're anything can happen, and I just know it's gonna be a good match. You know what I'm saying? Like they have very good flow and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I just want I want some heat, you know?
I'm so upset.
I
Why
know,
do
I
you
know
do
you.
that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, let's move on. The undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, the Usos, the current champions versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
We do not know what night this is going to be on yet. This is another one of them. Go check out the playlist. I think this playlist was an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
2 hours? I don't know. It was
well,
long.
yeah, the 2-hour one is like
No.
Roman's whole entire run. And
Mhm.
then an hour for the Usos versus Sami and KO, and then 30 minutes for just Roman and Cody. All of them very, very good. I don't know
Yeah.
what else to say about this match other than I am so freaking excited. This has been the
Yeah.
perfect build. We've been talking about it for weeks. Like, if you want some in-depth breakdown of it, go back and listen to what we've been doing over the weeks because honestly, we can't condense it into this podcast. It's just been so good. The turn of Sami Zayn knocking on the Bloodline's door
Mhm.
2 years ago. I cannot imagine from that moment where I was like, "Oh, Sammy's so cute. He wants to join the Bloodline," to like where we are right now. It is
Yeah.
just a masterpiece.
I'm with you. And it is funny because I'm just like rolling it over in my head of who I think should win. Like I really haven't actually we've thought about these matches, but I didn't come in ready with my predictions.
Uh-huh.
And with this one, what's interesting is like if we're talking about a story where the bloodline what I can't even say bloodline where the bloodline breaks, like
Mhm.
the Usos losing the championships could be really good for that. We also don't
Mhm.
know what night
What
this match
night?
is going to
Mhm.
happen. So that's interesting.
Very
But
interesting.
Sammy and KO just reunited but I also don't think they'd be hurt by a loss here. I'm a little I want them to have that moment as the two of them together at Mania with the championships.
I think
But
they
I
need it.
just feel like with everything we're talking about, it feels like it's just going a little bit too much our way so far.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But it's what happens when you do logical, emotional storytelling. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Like the fans are invested and we want a certain outcome. And I think KO and Sammy deserve and need to win here. I think that they will be my prediction. And can you just imagine like if I'm thinking this has to be on night 2 because looking like perusing the list, we have a lot of matches set for night 1 and not too many matches like legit set for night 2. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking this has to maybe this opens night 2. If they
Yeah.
win, this
They
could
need
be
to
a
keep a
great curtain
distance.
jerker.
They need to keep a
Yeah.
distance from the Roman and Cody one, I think,
Yep.
just because people still think about Sammy in that dynamic. But
Yeah. That this
I
could be a
agree.
great curtain jerker if they win. They win,
Whew.
and if can you imagine KO and Sammy winning the belts, Cody
Closing.
like closing, winning the belts? If all 3 of them stand firm with all the belts at the end of WrestleMania, talk about a WrestleMania moment. Like that's what you put on your highlight for 20 years to come.
You know what? The world that you live in is difficult enough as it is. So give us what we want, WrestleMania,
Yeah.
WWE. I almost said give us what we want, wrestling.
Wrestling.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, like I'm with you in terms of KO and Sammy here. That is the better moment. It's bigger. It leaves the fans feeling happy and excited for what's to come. And the thing is, the Usos should. I mean, I'm glad that they still have the championships, but they probably should have gotten rid of them a long time
A
ago
long
because
time ago, yeah, honestly. They haven't
oof,
been doing much tag team wrestling, so
no, I guess that's true too. So I mean, I don't think that the Sammy KO team is long for this world. I don't, but I
hmm,
do think that the Mania moment would really establish this moment in time. And at some point, we're going to get back to them feuding with each other, which will be great. But I like where we are now. It is interesting that we haven't really had a KO Sami feud within all of this. There's been like the tension and them like, you're not my friend anymore. You're my friend. I love you, bro. Hug in the ring. But like, it is interesting that we haven't had them going head to head properly recently, because I do think somehow we're going to get to Sami versus KO, probably with KO as the heel. I would imagine with KO as the heel.
But I think it's too far. I think it's too far in advance.
Maybe SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it's too far. No, I think that's what I think. I think we're getting this. Look, they've done too much to build this coming together of Cammy. Of Kevin, yeah, of Kevin and Sami, for them to throw it away so quickly. So I think they win. I think if like the next night on Raw, them and Cody decide like we're faces. We want to give everybody opportunities. We're not like the Bloodline. We're not gonna hog all the gold, and they split them. Maybe we get tournaments for the vacant belts.
Yeah.
That if that happens, then KO and Sami can keep those belts for way longer. They can continue their feud with the Usos or whatever. So I think we're getting Sami and KO staying in this position for a while, because they're good. They're built up. They need shirts. They need all of that. So
plus Sami, as like quiet as it's, I mean, we've all seen it, but like as quiet as it's kept, he's kind of like ended the last few pay-per-views like not in a great spot.
That's true.
Between the Rumble and getting hit with the chair, and hitting Roman with the chair and then getting beat down with the chair and all that stuff, and then of course Elimination Chamber. So I think that Sami kind of needs it in a way, and the fans need it, like the moment where we're at Mania. So there we go. Cammy for the win.
Cammy for the win, yes.
And anything else about this match?
No, I honestly, it's just perfect storytelling, guys. Like, honestly, watch the playlist if you need to get pumped again, because it's such a great story. Again, like we said, submit this for an Emmy. If they don't give you an Emmy after these two storylines, the Bloodline and KO and Sami Zayn, then you're never getting an Emmy. WWE. Just never.
Oh, I'm okay with them not winning an Emmy, but it's
me too. But I'm just saying,
yeah. And you know what? I'm with you. What a great story. We've been so blessed, and highly favored.
Yeah. Going on to the next one, Brock Lesnar versus Omos. They're going to be on night 1.
Bromus, as you might say. Yes.
They have a playlist. I think it's like 9 minutes. Honestly, y'all, the whole meat and potatoes of this feud is, look at these dudes.
They are the meat and potatoes.
Yes. That has literally been the buildup. Look at this, how big this dude is. This dude is big too. We're both big dudes. Like, that's it.
Oh, that's it though. Like that's the whole thing.
It truly is.
It's
on Raw this Monday. On Raw this Monday, they had Omos. They had him do a weigh-in, and then they started beating each other with the scale. Like that, they set his weight. They had each other beating each other with the scale. Like that's all it is, which is fine. And it's for some people. It's just not for me. I said that before. Also, random story at the Florida airport, I was wearing a WWE shirt. I wore a lot of WWE stuff.
It sounds like
a lot of wrestling stuff while I was on my vacation. And the airport attendant who checked us in started telling us about all of the wrestlers that he met, because he's actually a fan as well. He asked me, he was like, "Who's your favorite women's wrestler? Who's your favorite men's wrestler?" Stuff like that. Yeah, not in a condescending way.
Well, but you know how those conversations could go.
Exactly. Yeah, and he was an older dude. I just generic Bianca, Belair, Rhodes, Cody, whatever. But he was telling me he was telling me all the people he met, and he said he met Omos, and he's like, that dude legit is 7'4", and he's like, and he said he is big, like, but that's all it is. And I've barely been keeping up. It's just, I don't know. I just feel bad. I truly kind of feel bad for Bobby Lashley here, because it's Bobby Lashley and Lesnar were kind of working towards a program, and they were split up. Well, I mean, they kind of finished their program or whatever.
I forgot about him.
Right. They split up so that they wanted Brock to face Bray, but then Brock didn't want to face Bray, so Lashley got turned over to Bray, but then Bray walked. Apparently, we still don't know the status of Bray Wyatt right now. But so now Bobby Lashley is in the Andre the Giant joint, I think. I don't know. But it sucks. And we're getting Brock and Omos. I don't know and or really care who wins. I'm gonna go with Omos, but I doubt.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're going with Omos because I'm going with Brock Lesnar here.
Yeah.
And the reason why, other than the fact that he's Brock Lesnar,
yeah.
is that, and I do respect your prediction here, but I feel like Omos lost to Braun Strowman in Saudi Arabia.
He did.
Which, to me, I think of like the order of operations to completely misuse that math term where I'm like, how is Omos going to be beaten by Braun Strowman, but then beat Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar could beat everybody? So I think it's going to be Brock here, which will be like more of the same old. But I would love an Omos win here.
Omos.
I think Omos is going to get. I think he's going to get wrecked. I think he's going to get wrecked.
Yeah. I mean, Brock. Honestly, Brock doesn't get paid by the hour, so.
Barely gets paid by the minute, apparently.
I don't know who. Let's see who won.
Oh,
no, Omos won. Won.
He won.
Yeah. He.
Where in Saudi Arabia?
In Saudi, yeah.
By DQ.
Oh wait,
it was by DQ. DQ. Please tell me it's DQ. I swear that he lost. It felt like he lost.
Hold up. Yeah.
Wait, we'll see. We're figuring it out.
No, I think you're right. I think he did. There is some conflicting reports. Nobody paid attention.
I think it was, and you know what? It doesn't matter though, and that's the point. Omos, we want you to do well in your life. You are big. You are strong. You are built. You are thick. You're a big meaty man slapping meat with all the other big meaty men.
They were going back and forth. That's why.
Look, I don't know, Mari.
Was Crown Jewel was only in 2022, right? We haven't had one this side.
No, we have not had one this year.
Okay, so yeah, Braun beat him at that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That sucks.
Figured it out. There we go.
Because they were going back and forth. Before that, I think that was their rubber match. But yeah,
we've dedicated 5 too many minutes to this.
Exactly.
Match.
You're right. Let's move on. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, night 1. Seth versus Logan. I'm actually excited for this match, mostly because Seth Rollins has done an amazing job by turning face, but still maintaining his like arrogantness. It's kind of funny that Seth Rollins is face because he's basically fighting an even worse arrogant version of himself in Logan Paul.
Right.
And like you said a few weeks ago, Matt, like you're glad that Logan Paul is playing into the bad guy of it all. I love that as well. I just think this is for a celebrity match. Seth deserves it all. He deserves the spotlight. I think Logan has more than proven. We know I don't like the Paul brothers, but when celebrities come in and they treat this like a sport and something they love to do and they actually put in the work, you got to commend them for it. He seems to be very like into it, not as into as Bad Bunny. No, like nobody is as into it as Bad Bunny, but Logan Paul is doing a great job. He has not like not delivered. So
I mean, and I think the part that's cool about it too with Logan Paul is that we're not having a conversation like, can he do it? Will he do it? Like we've seen him perform in the last, year, I guess, year and a half, whatever it's been. I can't remember when that first match he had at Mania was. It feels like it was longer than a year ago.
Longer than ago. Last year.
It's probably last year.
Was it just last year? Oh,
probably.
Wow. Was that and that was the
Teaming
first
with
one?
The Miz and that was the first one. It was at Mania.
And then, but what about, didn't he do something out of SummerSlam or something?
Yeah, he did. And then he did, I think he's only had like 3 to 4 matches. Yeah, he did something
Roman
at
was
SummerSlam.
At Crown Jewel.
It was versus The Miz at SummerSlam, then Roman at Crown Jewel, and then he was in the Rumble doing that jumpy clothesline spot with Ricochet.
Yeah.
And then he showed up at Elimination Chamber. I will say one thing I appreciate about Logan Paul. is like I could actually remember everything he's done
He's
last year.
done. Honestly, it's been amazing. I
It's
hate
good.
to admit it. Like, it's one of the worst person makes
But
a
no
great
one
point.
likes
But
him.
it's like it's so
That's
good. I know.
yeah.
Like at the very least, it's really good. And
We like a good
he
heel.
we do. We exactly. And the biggest thing again is Seth Rollins is getting this spot. He's getting that spotlight of
Mhm.
being able to say that he's fighting a celebrity. He's getting those news spots. He's getting all of the interviews, and hopefully, my prediction, he gets the win.
I was just gonna say, and you know what else he's getting? The win.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That's my prediction too. Like
Yeah.
Logan Paul. I don't know
And
exactly
he's
how
so
this match
over.
will
Oh, I
finish,
love
but
it.
I really hope that Logan Paul ends this one crying in the ring. Like that would be
Yeah.
really nice. I want him to I feel like the cool thing about Logan Paul too, he's not trying to be a cool heel. He knows his
Right.
lane. So
Exactly.
cry, sir. Hope you're taking acting classes and you'll
Mhm.
deliver when you lose.
And I love me some Seth Rollins when he like legit stomped my fave Mustafa Ali, and I'm still like, it's okay. Like
It's like we'll take it.
we'll take it. Exactly.
Damn.
All right, let's go to we are rolling through these guys because there's a lot. There's a
Seriously, I'm like, we're not. I
so
mean,
much.
maybe we're halfway
We're
through the
not trying
card
to be here all
technically.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the United States Championship match, Austin Theory, the current champion, versus John Cena on night one. Awkward. This is awkward. Matt,
It
this
is
is
awkward.
awkward.
It's so awkward.
Because John Cena legitimately said everything that I was thinking about Austin Theory, and now it's just kind of like it's out there. Like I
You
don't
know,
respect him at all. I've never respected him. We know my thoughts on Austin Theory,
yeah, but
but
I didn't even feel like I was like getting into Austin Theory as a performer more and more over the last year, thinking of where he's gone from last WrestleMania where he had that match versus did he have a match versus Stone Cold? Yes.
no, KO was versus Stone
No.
Cold.
He got stunned. I remember Vince McMahon got stunned and Theory got
Uh-huh.
stunned. I don't you know what? No. He had his match versus Pat McAfee.
Oh, and McAfee won, right? Or no?
Sure. It doesn't matter, Mari. The point
Yeah, it
is,
was versus Pat McAfee.
yes, and
Yeah.
then I feel like
So who won that?
I don't even remember. But so Theory here, like I just was starting to buy into him more and more as a performer. And then Cena buries this man. And I get
Yeah.
like it's a kayfabe thing, but like it just wasn't a well done promo. And I'm not mostly despite John Cena, I am not excited at all for this match. I
Me
don't even
neither.
really want to see it. And I
Me
don't even want to see
neither.
John Cena here. And this match makes me sad, Mari. Because it's like
Mhm.
Cena, it could have been so much different. We could have built the excitement. People have been talking about this match since like June of last year, where there were rumors of it. And then since December, in terms of it being a WrestleMania match. And there's not
Yeah.
excitement. It didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be this
Yeah,
way.
it's really weird. I'm not excited, like you said. And then
Yeah.
it was kind of weird. So on this week's episode of Raw, right? So of course, again, they have the playlist of Austin Theory, John Cena, back and forth, but just weirdness. And then on this Monday, Austin Theory delivered a promo in the middle of the ring to an empty arena. And they tried to make it to be like he's like, I don't care what the people think. I don't care, blah blah blah. Like they try to make it seem like it was a good thing that he was delivering this promo to an empty arena. But to me, I was like, you're delivering a promo to an empty arena because you are not ready to
That's right.
face the crowd reaction in a not empty arena.
I
So
mean,
it made me
yes.
lose even more respect for him.
So do you think that Cena's taking this one, Mari? Is that what you're implying?
No, he should not. That's the thing. Like
Mhm.
John Cena should not win this. Austin Theory should win this.
He needs to
But
win it.
he needs to win it. But I don't even care if he does. That's the problem. So
I
I'm
care. I care because when Cena cut that nasty ass promo on him,
Mhm.
I really felt like they made such a bad mistake letting Cena say what he did. Theory needs to win here. And also, who wants to see John Cena with the US Championship in 2023? I'll tell you one person who doesn't, me. Oh, and also Mari.
Yeah. I almost think that Austin Theory needs to beat the ever loving breaks off of John Cena.
We talked about this too right after that
you
promo.
did. Yeah,
And
you did.
you said this too. Like you're right.
Like those are like ass whooping words. Like this is like,
yeah, it's oh god, this is like I don't know why. I'm trying to pinpoint the feeling that this match gives me.
it's
But it kind of makes
uncomfy.
it makes me a little sick actually thinking of this match because like
It's weird.
it's very much like a thing that Vince McMahon would have booked that just doesn't logically make sense, that buries someone. And this match and the build and everything around it doesn't feel like it fits in with current WWE, but I think that's kind of because Cena, I don't want to say he went into business for himself because I don't think it was like truly a shoot. I just think it was unscripted, and the way that he decided to do it did not flatter Austin Theory at all and actually did the complete opposite. So yeah, Mari, we'll see. This will be very interesting if Cena wins in Hollywood of all places, right? Like that's the other piece.
Yeah.
I feel like like in a weird way, I know that we want it to be Theory, but I feel like they're gonna F this one up, and I feel like my prediction has to be Cena here.
They can't do that. Like the only other thing
Yeah.
other than Theory winning is again Theory DQing because he is taking chairs to Cena's head. Like that's it. Like that's the only other.
You know what? That's like a that's probably like the most logical way to do it because Theory's not going to win clean. We know that.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe that's like Cena by DQ, right? Maybe that's the guess.
Cena by DQ. Yeah.
I don't know. So, but I like, yeah. Well,
they just booked himself into a corner here that doesn't make like not even a corner where I don't even know if I should say they booked themselves into a corner. They booked themselves into a damn box with this.
Yeah.
Like there's no good way out.
There really isn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up,
Austin Theory. Yeah.
Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control. This will be on night one. Lita and Becky Lynch are currently the tag team champions, but since this is a 6-woman tag, they will not be on the line here. Matt, can you go first? Let me get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, this makes me really happy because I love me some Lita. I love me some Trish. I actually love everyone in this match.
I do too.
I love that Lita and Trish are going to have a WrestleMania moment in 2023. To me, this just feels like a special attraction match.
Yes.
Because Damage Control doesn't need to win it. They don't. And I don't think they need to win it, but I do think they need to get their heat back with all of this because the tag championships aren't on the line. I'll just go with it. Like it's hard. It's hard for me to separate what I want to happen from what I think will happen because I've been so in the mind of like, okay, Becky, Trish, and Lita are gonna have their moments. But you know what? Let me go in a different direction here. So if Damage Control somehow pulls out the win here, number one, it makes them look really good. We know that, there are rumors that Trish will be around until SummerSlam. So like we'll get something. But I do feel like Damage Control winning, one, is a good win for the heels, but also it could set up some mess between Trish and Becky or Trish and Lita. I want Trish to kidnap Lita, her best friend, after Mania. But Mari, am I just turning on my people and saying that I think Damage Control is going to win and I kind of want them to win here?
No, I think they need to win. I was when I went back to rewatch the playlist, Damage Control had they had so much momentum coming back. I was reliving the moment of Bailey coming back and the surprise and shock of Dakota and Io coming back. Like I had so many high hopes for them. I was so excited for them. And then they go straight into the program with Bianca and Bailey can't really get that done. So
Yeah.
they lose there. They do hold the tag team belts for a long time, but they barely defend them. They lose at War Games. They lose. The Damage Control has lost way too much.
And they were
All they
so
do is lose.
strong at the beginning. They were on both
Exactly.
brands just being trolls and dominating everything
Yeah.
and being a very well-oiled machine. And now it's kind of a mess. And I feel like it's at a point where Bailey has kind of been out front, volunteering them
Yeah.
for this match, even where Dakota and Io were like, what? But
Yeah.
I kind of do feel you where that win for Damage Control has a lot more value than a win for Becky, Lita, and Trish. But Mari, we have to remember it is Becky, Lita, and Trish.
Yeah, but honestly, I think they need a win because to me, they just lost their belts, right? They lost.
Mhm.
We were like, why did they lose their belts 3 weeks before Mania? Like it didn't make sense. So
Yeah.
if the besties have the belts and this is not for the belts, let them lose here. Like they need to
Yeah.
just what was the point? Like it almost felt like they lost the belts earlier so that Damage Control could lose earlier,
Yeah.
but so that they could win at Mania. Like to
You
me,
know what?
that feels like the trade-off.
But so are you saying that you think Damage Control will win here?
Yeah, I think they will win. I think they need to. Like they truly, if you go back through
I'm with you.
that playlist, they've lost. They lost War Games. They lost Becky and Bailey. They basically they lost the cage match. They lost their tag team belts. They've literally lost everything. Any of the
Yeah.
big moments, they lose. Like maybe they were
Yeah.
dominating on the regular TV when they first debuted, but now they've been losing and
Yeah.
they need to win.
I'm
They
with
need to
you.
team bestie here. And then after that, then they need to deal with the tag titles. Like I think if
Yeah.
they beat them at WrestleMania, then they say, well, we want a shot at your tag titles. Now, a
Yeah.
week from late or whatever, either the day after WrestleMania, because people do that, or at Backlash, they get those belts back. I think what happens then is Io and Dakota get the belts back,
Mhm.
and Bailey's like, ha ha ha, yeah, we got the belts back. And they're like, we got the belts back. And then maybe
Ah,
just kick Bailey out after
oh,
that. Like that'd
I
be
I don't
something
know.
that'd be kind of cool.
I don't know. That could be cool, but also I'm staring at Trish on this graphic right now, and I'm just thinking back to WrestleMania 20, where I believe it was Christian versus Chris Jericho, and she was
Mhm.
in storyline dating Chris Jericho, and then
Yep.
she turned on him for
Yeah.
Christian.
For Christian.
I
Mhm.
feel like Trish is gonna be a traitor.
One
I
of
think
my
she's
favorite
gonna kick
moments.
her bestie right in the face. I think it's gonna be a mess. And I want the tension. I want the memorable WrestleMania moment. And the baby faces winning here just wouldn't be as memorable or dramatic. So I mean, I would love for Damage Control to win this one. I'll love whoever wins this one probably. But I think
Mhm.
it's a lot better if some shenanigans go on and one of the best C trio turns, which like Mari. Look at Trish. Look at Trish and her freaking smile here. You just can't trust it.
You can't trust it.
Plus, you know how WWE has been with. I mean, we love
I love
Canadians,
Trish.
but you know how WWE is with Canadians sometimes.
I I don't know, but I just hope damage. I just need Damage Control to win this. I just truly do.
I agree. I'll go with it.
Next Next up, we have Edge versus Finn Balor. Hell in a Cell, which I'm
Right?
excited about. We don't know what night it's going to be. The only thing I am kind of like not too excited about is Finn Balor basically was like he had a little promo vignette saying he's gonna unleash the demon. I wish they would have kept it a surprise. I wish they would have kept it a surprise.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
wish Edge came out first, Hell in a Cell, lights go down, you think Finn's coming out, and he comes out as the demon. I thought that would have been way cooler than kind of like announcing the demon, like semi-announcing the demon.
But I
ahead
think
of
I
time.
get it because he is a heel, so maybe they just want to take the shock
Of
and
like the
surprise
pop
and like
away.
the pop away
Mhm.
from it a little bit.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So this match will be really interesting. Like, I
Yeah.
think it'll take up a lot of time on the card. And to me, if I'm being honest here, as great as the match will be, I don't know what it is, but the story feels like it's been in the background. And maybe that's because Judgment Day has had
Mm.
such a prominent story, but Edge
Mhm.
like, they had their moment at Extreme Rules, I believe,
Mhm. Yeah, something
last
like that.
year. And
Mhm.
then there was a break, and then they returned to the story back at the Royal Rumble, I think, and
Mhm.
then Elimination Chamber. And it kind of just feels like this is like a background story for two main event players, which to me,
Hmm.
I'm just a little bit less excited.
I as somebody who's an edgehead, I'm really surprised you're saying that. I agree. It's like I mean it's technically a mid-card feud, right? But
Yeah.
it's still two people who are like top
Well,
mid-card
let
or
me tell you
whatever.
why I'm not that excited. It's because I think it's going to take up too much time. And
Mm.
I also think the way the Edge works now is just a little bit slow
Slower. Mhm.
and plotting. And so I think like in this match, I could imagine maybe being like, it's 20 minutes in. Like, could we just, like,
But there are
could
gonna
we?
be weapons. It's Hell in a Cell,
I
so
do
there
like
might be
me some
weapons.
weapons. I do like me some
Yeah.
weapons. I just hope it's not given too much time. That's my one thing. And I also hope that like Beth Phoenix shows up again because I just love seeing her.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know who's gonna win. Like I feel like Finn Balor
Ooh.
should win. I feel like he should win, but with the whole Edge saying like he doesn't have much time, I'm trying to think. I know he lost WrestleMania two WrestleManias ago. Who did he face last year? Wasn't it some form of Judgment Day or something?
No, they
I can't
formed Judgment Day after Mania.
after Mania. Okay, Edge WrestleMania 38. So
Mari with the research. Mari
yeah,
is
like
typing. She's Googling,
should have done this sooner.
typing, finding things out.
But like, so, oh, AJ Styles.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he
Who
beat
was
AJ.
that? Did he beat AJ?
Did he beat AJ? Did he?
I don't know.
Edge. We need to pull up Mari. Look at while you look at those results.
Did they win? Who won?
I will
Edge
just say
defeats. Yeah, Edge,
yes.
Edge, AJ. Okay, so then Finn should win here.
Okay.
Where's AJ Styles?
Yeah, I would love if Finn wins here.
Mhm.
And then if that like lights a fire in Edge, because like also we have to remember Edge and Beth did beat Finn and Rhea at Elimination Chamber. Let's get the win back. Let's go, Finn. Let's give the
That's
demon
true. Exactly. Yeah. So,
what he
so
needs.
Edge was able to beat AJ Styles because Damian Priest came up and he was able to he started forming Judgment Day. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. So I think now that yeah, I think Edge should probably lose here. I think Finn needs his win back. I think Judgment
Out of
Day needs to get their bite back a little bit more, even though
yeah,
they didn't lose it.
that
But
would be more exciting for me too. Because
yeah,
Edge, we love you, but
we do.
you know, you don't always need to win, sir.
This could be his
With all
like,
due respect, sir.
like I was saying, you didn't like it, but this could be the match where he just kind of goes. This
No,
be it for a while for
we'll see,
Edge.
but I think Edge is going to be around for a little while. I would love to see him like elevated to the world title picture and in the mix, because like that's the
Yeah.
this is the thing where like as much as I love Edge, I just feel like he could be the world champ. He could
Mhm.
be, or he could be in that picture. He could be pulling off an amazing heel feud. Like I was excited last year when he went heel with Judgment Day. But we'll see. But yeah, I think Finn should take this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Finn could be in the championship picture too. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, if one of those championships get freed up, like I'm really really hoping it does, maybe something could happen.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Oh my god, there's so many matches now.
I know. I'm
So
like, we need
many.
to get through these because yeah. But
Um,
only like
okay.
4 more. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
We're almost done.
We're almost done. The Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther is the current champion. Gunther, the Ring General,
Boom.
versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. They are going to be on night 2. I've already said my exact prediction for this match.
What is
I
your
think
prediction?
Sheamus is going to win.
Wow.
Sheamus is going to pin Drew McIntyre so that he can become the Intercontinental Champion and can finally be a what is it? He got all the belts.
Triple Crown?
Yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Slam? One of
Grand
those.
Slam. Yeah, the Grand Slam champion. So I think this is what happens. I think Gunther is going in a little overconfident. It's his fault that it's 3 people in there to begin
Yeah.
with. And I think they work together long enough to get Gunther out of the match.
Yeah.
And then Drew does the honors for his buddy.
You know
and that's what I want to see. That'd be so cute.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Gun. I feel like Gun would be like a good nickname for him. But
God.
Gunther, you know, like I feel
Mhm.
like he was so strong at the Royal Rumble in terms of how they booked him and how he showed
He
up. Like
was. That's true.
I just feel like if they really want to elevate him to even like the world championship level, which they could do. I mean, yes, he has. The thing about that is that he has a championship already, so maybe that's not exactly where they're going. I respect your prediction, but you know what? I'm gonna go with Gunther retaining.
I just
not?
think it's the perfect way to get it off of him without him taking a pin.
I do think getting the chance. I hear you though, and I think getting. You know what, Mari? Let me.
Because he's
change my
already the
prediction.
longest running. No, don't change your prediction. But
No,
I'm just
let
saying
me
he's
change it
already
to
the
Drew.
longest. To Drew, okay.
Yeah, because they love Drew for whatever reason. Never mind. I don't want to go there, but they love Drew, and I could see him taking it. I kind of hinted at, like, I do feel like they want to elevate Gunther to the world championship level, especially with how they treated him at the Rumble. So you're right. It's a 3-way match. Like, isn't the point of triple threat matches to have one of the people like get pinned so that Gunther doesn't look weaker? Like that's the whole purpose of a triple threat match, right?
And that way, if Sheamus Sheamus wins, and for my prediction, then Gunther can continue if he chooses to continue to pursue the Intercontinental Championship. He can say that I wasn't pinned. I deserve a rematch. You know.
I'm with it. Well, so he's gonna lose is kind of what we're saying about the boss, Gunther. I don't know why I just called him Sasha.
I was like, huh?
I feel like I don't know what his. Does he have a? Oh, he has the Ring General.
The Ring General.
There we go.
All right. Okay, so let's get into these showcases, right?
Match of the night.
Okay. I don't know if I'm more mad that this is just a showcase and not like a number 1 contenders match or what, but we got like 2 weeks before WrestleMania, they decided like it's a showcase, and it's good because it means more women get on the card, like and more people, because there's also a men's showcase as well. So that's the whole point. It's like people are earning to be on the card.
But like, what are they showcasing? You know what I mean?
Right. And it doesn't, it's right. It's weird because that's why I feel like showcase is better than for the tag belts, because it's not saying that these are tag teams. It's just saying they're here to showcase their talent, all of them. So it makes a little bit of sense. I'm not too mad at it. Some of the choices, I don't know if I would have done, like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Okay. Them beating Emma and Tegan Knox, fine. Shotzi and Natalya beating Lacey Evans and Xia Li. I also think that was a good call, because I sent Matt the art. There's some like art, like the black hearts is the art. It seems really cute. Cool. Yeah. But
Ronda and
Shayna just being like, we're in the match. Sure.
Yeah, but they're like
fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're gonna win.
Whatever.
It's whatever.
Yes.
But what I didn't agree with, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville beating Candice LeRae and Michin.
Yeah, that felt like violence to me.
Why? I don't like it. But that to me just signifies that Ronda and Shayna are gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, something about that. makes me feel like there's no point in being in this showcase
I'm with
because
you.
you know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
I feel like Chelsea and Sonya could take the pin. Like one of them could take the pin here.
Chelsea Green should take the
Yeah.
pin. Chelsea Green
hmm
is amazing.
She's so
Unfortunate that
good. The character
Carmella,
work is
unfortunate
good.
that the team with Carmella is not going on. We just know that Carmella's
Yeah.
out of action for an
Yeah.
undisclosed issue. So hope that she's doing well. She is
Yeah.
in LA for Mania, so I'm glad that she's still around. But yeah, this is clean cut. Like we know Ronda and Shayna,
Ronda and Shayna. I think that it's
Hollywood.
just a way to get them on the card.
Well, and they're in Hollywood, right?
And they're in Hollywood.
And
Yeah.
apparently Ronda Rousey's a celebrity still.
Is she?
Uh,
Okay, next up we have the men's 8-man tag match
Which
showcase.
very rare. Okay, established teams, but also feels very random and like a blind side. Like,
They
where did this
announced it
come
like
from?
on this past Monday or something like
Mhm.
that. Or like they didn't even have to fight their way in. It was just like these teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess like
I was so
Strowman.
confused because I was like,
Me
wait, this
too.
match is happening, but they're also fighting with each other right now. Like I was
Ex-
watching it, like I'm like, what? I was so confused.
yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
There's a like a 2-on-2 tag match on Monday, but they're all going up against each other. Braun Strowman and Ricochet, who still seem to get some reaction from the crowd, so good for them, I guess.
Yeah.
The Street Profits, love the Street Profits. I think if they use this showcase to break up the Street Profits, which I'm not
No.
hoping for that, but I'm just saying if they did it, that would be kind of cool. The Alpha Academy, they're
Wow.
headed towards a breakup too because Maxine from Maximum Male Models has her eye on Otis, aka Otis,
Oh.
and he seems to be falling for it. And then there's the Viking Raiders. So
Yeah. I don't think Otis should be. You know what? Otis.
who do you think's gonna win this? I think
Ugh.
I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman and Ricochet because I
Hmm.
think they're gonna win it. But I think this is gonna lead to issues with the Street Profits.
I think that you are right because but you know what, Mari, let me believe for
Maybe
a
the Viking
second.
Raiders?
I think that the Street Profits will win here.
They should.
Just because like I don't think that there's much going into this match. I think that they just want to give us something that makes us happy. But
Mhm.
I do feel like Braun and Ricochet are the most over, but just to kind of like spread out our predictions a little, I'm gonna go with the Street Profits here as like
Mhm.
maybe a typical choice to win something like this. And
Yeah, with no
make it
build, it's
fantastic with
like
no build, right?
yeah. It's like we have no idea. There's no build, no storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I half of me would even say maybe the Viking Raiders would win. The only team I know won't win is Alpha Academy because I truly think they're building towards Otis leaving,
Yeah.
Chad Gable. But the Viking Raiders seem like they seem solid, but they have absolutely no storyline. So I don't know what to tell you. Like
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's just sad because,
it
like,
is.
well, no, you know what I'm thinking about specifically is the whole solo cup thing where they're gonna waste so many solo cups and so many plastic cups at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Like, I hope
Shout
that
out
they
to the Black
recycle
and Snarly
those.
podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
shout out.
And finally,
Ooh, woo wee.
Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. Dominic finally got his match. I mean, everything happened like we thought would happen, but just not as vicious. Like
Can
we
I tell
said,
you? Let me just
uh-huh.
say, Mari, like the part I love the fact that Rey Mysterio did not want to hit his son, and I've
Me
been
too.
dragging Rey for so long. But you know what? The payoff happened this past week with Rey finally punching Dominic, and that was the most over punch that I have seen in wrestling
That's so true.
ever, or
Mhm.
really in a long, long time. So that was awesome. And fans were like, yes, 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 yes. Like Dom deserved it for calling his mom a deadbeat. Like, I get calling Ray
Yeah.
a deadbeat. I have called him a deadbeat.
Mhm.
But you gotta just don't leave the mom out of it. Leave your mother out of it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. This will be interesting though, because people hate Dom so
They
much.
hate him.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna love this match.
Me too.
I just am
I'm so
not sure.
excited.
Ray's going in the Hall of Fame too, so
Mhm.
I feel like this is Ray's match. Weirdly, Dom doesn't need to win it.
No,
That's the
I think.
thing.
Oh wait, sorry.
Oh no,
You
I
go.
just feel
Yeah.
like he doesn't need to win it. Like Dom just needs to keep being a heel and keep doing his heel things. But I think Ray's gonna win here, Mari.
I think Dom's gonna win. I think Ray's
Ooh.
greatest honor for his son would be the old school wrestling of going out on your back to
Yeah.
put over your progeny. Like how many other people can say that they catapulted their kin to the next level? Can you imagine if Dominic beats Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, the boos are booing. The
So much
boos will
booze.
it'll be off the Richter scale. Like that heat level to the sky. Like
I would be into that, but I think I'm gonna be into whatever happens. I
me
just
too.
feel like I have a hard time believing that Ray is done.
I think Dominic gets a win. I think Judgment Day gets a clean sweep across the board and then
Mhm.
can come out on Friday because they'll probably have to move for Rhea and be like, we run this, you know?
I'm gonna go with Ray still, but I'm down. That match, shucky ducky quack quack, like
Shucky
as
ducky
Booker
quack
T would say,
quack.
which I think it
Yes.
means it's a good thing. So yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it.
Damn.
That's it for there's so many matches, y'all. That's it for the highlights of the week in wrestling. That's it for our WrestleMania previews.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for sticking in here with us. I mean, we are so excited. Like Matt had previewed, we're here. These are our predictions. We'll be doing direct live reactions right after each night, and then we'll
Yes.
come back for our final wrap up of the season.
Finale.
Finale, and then we'll take a break and we'll let you guys know when we'll be on our way back. But
That's right.
this has been great. There's another road to WrestleMania is basically done, Matt. How
In
do
the
you feel?
books. In the
Yeah.
books. Love I mean, the road, there's a saying that life is a journey, not a destination. But actually, in WWE, it's really about the destination. So I am excited for April 1st and 2nd, day 1 and day 2. We didn't even talk about NXT, but I'm interested in seeing how
Yeah,
that
me
goes
too.
too. The Hall of Fame, Stacy Keibler was just announced. I'm
Yes,
excited to
Stacy
see her
Keibler.
on our screen
Mhm,
again. Probably getting Tori Wilson back this weekend too to do
mhm,
so. So I'm just
mhm,
pumped. This is all this is like makes 20 years of wrestling fandom, 20
mhm.
plus years of wrestling fandom worth it. So I'm
Exactly.
thankful.
This is our Christmas. This is the time of the year.
Yes, that's right.
So Matt, where can the people find you?
Oh, Mari, you already know. They can find me at
Mhm,
Matt Scott GW and keep up. That's where I'll be. I'm here on the Wrestling RHAPup. I always plug Pod Friends. Subscribe to Pod Friends. Coming back in a couple months, I'm sure. Probably coming back in a couple months.
mm,
RobHisWebsite.com/Pod Friends feed. But yeah, I'm just all in on wrestling right now, Mari.
mhm.
And oh, I will also plug the podcast coming out soon for the Pride Has Spoken, talking about anti-trans legislation, talking about that. I really want to curse him out right now, but Nick Wilson from Survivor, who voted for anti-trans legislation in Kentucky, and we break a lot of that down. So you can subscribe to that podcast coming out any moment now. RobHisWebsite.com/Pride feed. Mari, where could the people find you?
Of course, you can find me at Mari Talks Too Much on Twitter. Every week, we're here on the Wrestling RHAPup. Every Tuesday, me and Sarah Carradine bring you True Crime Tuesdays with the Crime Scene podcast. We will be taking a break. I think we are currently on a break, something like that. But go and follow us by going to robhasawebsite.com/crime feed to subscribe over there. And then, of course, I'm on post show recaps every week with the great Chappelle and Latanya Starks doing snowfall coverage.
Ooh.
And on top of that, we just introduced Swarm coverage as well, the Amazon Prime original series. So doing a lot, but just follow me on Twitter and everything. I'll post everything there. we'll be back at it again with our WrestleMania reactions. Thank you so much for holding it down, Matt, while I
Yes.
was getting some suntan in
I
the
tried.
land of the
Yes.
wrestlers.
Yes.
Please go and subscribe. Again, go to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling-feed to subscribe to us here. And that's it. You know,
Something about wrestling.
nah, yeah.
Elbows.
For me and Matt, we're saying bye. Wrestling is for everybody, but not all wrestling is for everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Will a Ric Flair, huh? Showing out like Bianca, Belair, huh? Best podcast, flush it in the air, huh? From the rings and we win it, don't care, huh? No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.